We begin this morning in the United States, where the Commerce Secretary confirmed that South Korea's auto exports to the U.S. will now be subject to a reduced 15% tariff. The announcement comes as Seoul's first vice minister is in Washington to start implementing what was discussed during the summit between President Lee Jae-myung and U.S. President Donald Trump last month. Our Kim Do-yeon reports.
South Korean automobiles exported to the United States will now be subject to a 15% tariff, down from the 25% tariff implemented in April. U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick announced through social media on Monday that import duties have been reduced to 15% retroactively to November 1st. Lutnick stated the move matches reciprocal tariffs imposed on Japan and the European Union and follows Seoul's recent legislative steps to fulfill investment pledges made to the U.S. A bill for special investment in the U.S. has been proposed at the National Assembly to carry out the $350 billion worth of investment by South Korea agreed during recent trade negotiations. This economic development comes as diplomats from both sides met in Washington to accelerate the implementation of a joint fact sheet that lays out a broad package of trade, investment, and security agreements reached between President Lee Jae-myung and President Donald Trump last month. First Vice Foreign Minister Park Yun-ju met with U.S. Deputy Secretary of State Christopher Landau on Monday to work on carrying out those agreements.
We confirmed a shared consensus with the U.S. side to implement the joint fact sheet swiftly and actively.
To achieve this, both sides agreed to establish task forces to drive simultaneous progress across key industries.
We agreed to match specific agencies for each issue to ensure the right counterparts are communicating effectively to move things forward.
A key agenda item was the production of nuclear-powered submarines, which the U.S. gave the green light to following the E-Trump summit in Gyeongju. During the meeting, Vice Minister Park urged his U.S. counterpart to swiftly begin discussions on civil uranium enrichment and spent nuclear fuel reprocessing by South Korea. Deputy Secretary Landau welcomed South Korea's unprecedented investment commitments. Addressing the recent detention of Korean workers in Georgia, officials noted substantive progress in preventing a recurrence, including the opening of a dedicated visa consultation desk for Korean enterprises. Vice Minister Park is scheduled to meet with White House NSC officials later this week to further discuss the implementation of these measures. Kim Do-yeon, ArirangNews.